Hi, welcome to Patent Purple Life. My name's Jo and today we are doing a SmackDown, and it's an interesting one today because it's two brands that come under the house of L'Oreal. So L'Oreal are famous for having their own drugstore range that you can find in Boots and Superdrug, but a bit like Estee Lauder, they have lots of other brands that sit under the L'Oreal name, and they have a luxe division and they have all kinds of things going on. One of the most recent acquisitions to L'Oreal is a brand that if you watch a lot of YouTube videos you will know and love, and it's called NYX, and it's being smacked against YSL Tuxedo Two Palette. Now, if you follow me on any of my social media, you will know that I am a bit of a makeup snob. At my stage in life and the amount of makeup that I've bought over the 25 years that I've been buying makeup, I have a preference for beautifully packaged, high-end, lovely pigment in product. But that's not to say that I'm stupid with my makeup. So if there is a drugstore product that I really like, then I will definitely go for it. So today it's a smackdown between two brands in the house of L'Oreal. So it's NYX versus YSL. I'm going to show you both palettes so that you can get an idea of why I thought that this was going to be an interesting smackdown. So this is the YSL palette and this is the NYX palette. And the reason that I thought this was going to be an interesting smackdown was because there is some similarity between the shades and the colours. So bear with me because the pale shade here has some similarities to the pale shade here. The brown is represented by this brown here. There is a blue, a purple shade, a matte black and a glitter. So the shades are replicated. So I thought it was interesting. I'm going to talk a little bit about each of the two palettes, the pros and the cons, and then at the end I will give a winner. Let's talk about the NYX palette first. The NYX palette retails at £8, so it's super good value, and the quality of the shadows themselves is pretty good. I'm going to do some swatches. This is the white. It has a satin finish. It's great for inner corner, making that pop. I wouldn't wear it under the brow bone or anything else. Next up is the brown shade. This is another satin shade. It's quite golden on my skin. Then it's time for the blue. Is one of my favourite shades from the palette. The colour is really good. It is a blue with depth and it registers as blue, not black or blur or grey or brown on my skin. And in a lot of drugstore brands, getting a really good blue colour that registers as blue is not easy. So this blue is really, really impressive. Next up is the purple tone. It's not as vibrant as I would like. It's quite a muted, kind of deep mauve kind of shade. It's nice, but surprisingly it's not my favourite tone from the palette. I actually prefer the blue. Next up is the black. It's not the deepest, darkest matte black in my collection. It's actually quite grey on me, which is a bit disappointing. Last up is the sparkly grey tone. There's a little bit of fallout, but not a huge amount. The silver particles of glitter are quite quickly dispersed, so if you want a super glittery look on the lid, you have to pat it on rather than swipe it on. It's nice, it's okay. So overall, this is a good palette for the price. For £8, I think you're getting decent quality colours. They don't swatch the easiest, but swatching on your hand is always completely different from swatching on the lids. And it's a decent palette. I would definitely recommend it if you are not a makeup obsessive, if you're just looking for a palette that you can take away and create a variety of looks with, and if you've got teenagers who are coming into makeup, then NYX is definitely the way to go. The blue colour for me is the standout shade. Moving on to the YSL, this is the Tuxedo 2 palette. It was a limited edition, and on this version of it, which is the smoky version, was only available at Debenhams, I believe. And I picked it up quite late into the run, so I don't know if it's still available. The Tuxedo 1 palette was a nude palette, and nudes are not really my thing, so obviously I had to get the smoky palette, which is palette number 2. So it's a YSL palette. It's £49. You get 10 shades. And it's a beautiful palette. I've used it for travel. It's quite thin, and the fact that you've got 10 shades, you can really create a variety of looks. You've got satin, you've got shimmery, and it's a good palette. And a double-ended brush, which I believe is natural bristle, and you get an end to pack on colour and the other end is to buff out. So you really do have everything in one. I'm going to do some swatches. I'm going to swatch with my fingers, I'm not going to swatch with the brush. So we're going to start with the, I'm going to do it on my other hand. I'm going to start with the palest shade. The texture of these shadows is much more buttery and much softer than the NYX palette, but you would expect that kind of difference with a £49 price tag. This white shade is not as bright white. It does have some shimmer in it, but it's a much more muted tone. I think on a Caucasian skin, they would say that this would be the shade to prime your lids with. Obviously that doesn't work for me. Again, it's one that I would use in the inner corner as a pop, or it's the shade that of the 10 I just would use the absolute least. Is the silver grey tone. It's so buttery to the touch when you swatch it with your finger. It's beautiful. I'm a big fan of silver eyeshadow. It's probably a testament to my age, and I just think it's a great way to dress up your eyes of an evening, and you can wear it all over the lid, you can wear it to highlight. This is a lovely, beautiful shade. This is a mid-grey matte tone. Now, this is not the easiest colour to find within the eyeshadow universe. Normally when brands do a grey eyeshadow, it tends to be much more charcoal in colour, so it's actually really nice to have this mid-tone. It goes beautifully with the satiny silver shade, and it's beautifully soft, and it's great for me if I'm trying to do a matte eye look. Then I can use this to intensify the corner, or I can use it as a wash of colour, so this is a really good shade. This is another satin grey tone. It's deeper than the silver tone, but another beautiful colour. For me, this is quite an everyday colour. I really like it, and it's beautifully soft, the texture. Going into the brown tone, this is a kind of golden peach shade with silver particles. It's really pretty. However, this shade gives a lot of fallout, so really be wary of that. And depending on the brush that you use, it makes a huge difference. This is a shade that I tend to spray a bit of Smashbox primer water or Fix Plus or something like that, or even just plain water, just to get the colour to pack on a bit better. Look at the purple. Look at it. Look at this colour. It's a blue-based purple with blue and silver shimmer particles in it. This is the colour that I bought the palette for. Yes, I'm one of those people that will buy a 10-shade colour palette for one colour. I swatched it and I fell in love in Debenhams, and it's just beautiful. It applies beautifully on the eyes. It blends with other purple shades. It blends with the grey shades. I love this colour. I bought the palette for this colour. The next shade is a beautiful kind of reddened pink, kind of mulberry tone, beautiful with the purple, and just a really flattering brown girl and brown eye colour, beautiful, and it's a satin finish. This blue is gorgeous. After the purple shade, this is my absolute favourite colour. It's a beautiful satin, it has a slight iridescence, it's beautiful, great on brown eyes, great on brown skin. This is a great colour. Like the NYX palette, this is the black grey tone with silver particles. You get a lot of kick up. This is the shade in the palette that is embossed. It's nice, it's not grey. I like it, I don't love it. It's a good colour. This is the final shade in the palette. It's the black, a bit like the NYX. I can compare the two. A bit like the NYX. It's not the blackest black. There's a kind of grey and a bit of a green tinge in it. To be honest, I use the other colours so much for blending out and smoking out that I would add a touch of this colour, but it wouldn't, if I really wanted an intense black, I wouldn't go to this palette. There you have it. I've swatched all of the colours. I've told you the price. In terms of longevity and wear, I wear both of these palettes with an eyeshadow primer, so the wear and the longevity is equal. So it just comes down to which I prefer and which is the best value for money. I think that in reality the NYX is the best value for money, but my preference is for the YSL. How could it not be? The palette comes with a double-ended brush. It looks beautiful. The quality of the shadows, in my opinion, is better than the NYX. And it's YSL, what's not to love? So if I had to save up for the YSL palette, or I could just go and get the NYX palette straight away, I would save up for the YSL palette. What do you think? Do you agree? Am I a makeup snob? Well, we already know that I am. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to thumbs up. Please leave me a comment if you agree, if you disagree, and I will see you in the next video.